Hey guys, welcome to Philadelphia, and being that it's my first time in Philadelphia, I want to try the one food that's synonymous with the city of brotherly love, and of course that's the cheesesteak. So I have Pat Steaks behind me, but I plan to do an ultimate cheesesteak tour throughout Philadelphia to see where the best cheesesteaks are. So come with me, and if you like the video, like and subscribe, and let's check out where the best cheesesteaks are. It's a cold Sunday morning here in Philadelphia, and I'm at one of the most popular cheesesteak and pizza places in the city of brotherly love. Right here, it's called Angelos.
There you go.
I wouldn't give you a recommendation.
No. But then I would say, let's go curry.
And you got to see how long the line is for this place. It's crazy. This line goes all the way down the block, multiple blocks, to get a cheesesteak at Angelos. So I'm gonna wait in line and order a cheesesteak as well as a pizza here. So the wait to get into Angelos was about 1 hour. And once you get inside, the ordering process isn't too bad. You make your order, give your phone number, and then they tell you that they're going to text you when the food is ready. And they estimate it to be about 30 minutes. So here's me in front for 30 minutes waiting for that text to come in. Here's a close-up of Angelo's cheesesteak. So you can see here they use their own in-house bread with sesame seeds. They also have, of course, ribeye, and they use Cooper Sharp, which is a form of American cheese, but it's creamier and also bolder than a regular American cheese. And you can see they fill it with a lot of beef there. Here's a close-up of the Angelo's 6-man pizza, which is sausage and pepperoni pizza. So there's nowhere to sit at Angelos. It's just a takeout spot. It took about 30 minutes from the time I ordered it to the time I got it. Here is the cheesesteak up close. Looks delicious. And let me take my first bite. Angelo's cheesesteak right here.
Is it the best you ever had?
Excellent.
That's what I want to hear.
Is it good?
Excellent. Excellent. Right on. Now on to the pizza. So this one in particular is called a 6-man. And it has pepperoni as well as sweet sausage. So take a look at the slice. You know, David Portnoy gave it 9.1 here at Angelos. And he says it's the best pizza in Philly. So everybody knows the rules. It's good. Excellent pizza. It's funny because everybody asks when they stop by if it's good or if it's worth the wait. And I would say yes, it's worth waiting, but come early so that way you don't have to wait as long. Here's the second half of the cheesesteak. I'm probably gonna have gout by the time I'm done with this trip, but these cheesesteaks are delicious. So how do these compare to back home? They don't. These cheesesteaks, I've never had a cheesesteak like this before. The meat is so tender, and the cheese is integrated really well with the onions into the sandwich itself. Every bite is perfect. It's delicious. Okay, last bite to Angelo's cheesesteak. I definitely recommend coming here. It's on Fitzwater and 9th. So when you come into Philadelphia, have a Angelo's cheesesteak as well as a pizza. Well,
Please get in line for the left window.
Dalessandros. So let's go order. So I'm here in my next location. That's said to be one of the best, if not the best, cheesesteak in Philadelphia, and that's Dalessandros right here. And I just ordered, and they said it would be about 20 minutes. I ordered a cheesesteak with 2 different cheeses, Cheese Whiz as well as American cheese, and mayo and onions. So looking forward to trying that, and I'll show it to you guys when it comes out. Here's a close-up of Dalessandros, and it looks really juicy with the whiz, onions, and American. And it's a pretty hefty sandwich. Go, Dalessandros cheese whiz with American and onions. First bite.
Order now ready.
So you'll notice with Dalessandros, the beef is cut really fine, almost to where it's like ground beef. So if you like it chopped up really well, Dalessandros is the place. And when it comes to ordering it with 2 cheeses, it's probably always better to caution on the side of cheese, because you can never have too much cheese. So it's very rich, but it's delicious. I just got a testimonial from one of the guys eating next to me, and he said he's been coming here for 30 years to Dalessandros, and it's his favorite spot. He doesn't really like any other place but Dalessandros, so he swears by it. They also talked about how this is a Amoroso roll, which is the classic roll used for Philly cheesesteak. And if you look up Amoroso in the dictionary, it's going to say it means tender. So maybe that's what it's meant to be for Philly cheesesteak, a tender bread, kind of chewy and soft. So I'm gonna finish up my last couple bites of Dalessandros, and Dalessandros is definitely high on the recommendation list. So check it out when you're here in Philadelphia. Hey guys, I'm here in Camden, New Jersey now to try a cheesesteak spot that's been around for 81 years. And back in 2015, Anthony Bourdain said this is one of the best cheesesteaks, not just in this area, but possibly even compared to Philadelphia. So let's go check it out. The minute you step inside of Donkey's place, you'll see a lot of their apparel available for purchase. You'll also see a lot of celebrities on the walls of people that have eaten at Donkey's place. And of course, they're very proud to have had Anthony Bourdain endorse their restaurant. And the owner, Robert, is a great guy, and he's very down to earth. Here's a close-up of Donkey's place cheesesteak on a Kaiser roll. And here's the inside with American cheese, onions, grilled onions, and of course ribeye. So I'm here at Donkey's place in Camden, New Jersey, and I'm taking my first bite of Donkey's place cheesesteak. We already tell that these aren't traditional cheesesteaks. This one is made with a Kaiser roll, which Kaiser roll is originally from Austria, and they use it here for their cheesesteaks. It's pretty good. It's very pillowy in texture. Of course, they have the poppy seed roll here. And you know how some places they dice it up real finely? Here at Donkey's, they kind of leave the pieces a little more whole on the ribeye. So you get bigger chunks with each bite in the cheesesteak here. They also offer little hot peppers to add to the cheesesteak, to add some bite to it. This one is supposed to be not too hot, so I'm gonna add that on, try it out. Spicy and vinegary. What I think stands out with Donkey's cheesesteak is the fact that they have tons of grilled onion, and it adds kind of a hint of sweet to each bite with the ribeye. Adds an excellent flavor to it. My last couple bites of Donkey's place cheesesteak, and this place comes highly recommended. Of course, Anthony Bourdain recommended this place many years ago, and if you have the chance, just cross the Benjamin Franklin Bridge and you'll be here in Camden in less than 15 minutes. So I'm at my next cheesesteak spot here in Philadelphia, and this place had a fire a couple years ago, but it has remodeled and since reopened, and it's said to have one of the best cheesesteaks in Philadelphia, and it's this place right here, Jim's Steaks. So I'm looking forward to checking it out. You know what makes Jim's special is the fact that you're able to make your cheesesteak to order. So when you get to the front, you let them know if you what kind of cheese you want, whether you want provolone, American, or whiz. Here you can see I had whiz put on. You could also add sweet peppers, onions, and other condiments as well. And they wrap it up right in front of you, and it's ready in less than a couple minutes. Here's an up close of the cheesesteak here at Jim's South. And I got a classic cheesesteak here, whiz with. So that's Amoroso roll with onions and whiz cheese. So it looks really good. To eat outside because they were playing El DeBar's pretty loud in there, so I don't want any copyright issues with YouTube. Here's the cheesesteak at Jim's South Street, and it looks awesome. Classic cheesesteak with the Amoroso roll. They chop up the meat really fine here. I want to say it's even more fine than Dalessandro's. But here's the first bite of Jim's. Some places that I've been to, when they put whiz on, sometimes they just put whiz on the bread, but here they put it on twice. First they put it on the bread, on the Amoroso roll, and then they put a slab of whiz on the top of the meat. So it's really integrated well within the meat. So with every bite, you get a rich taste of cheese whiz. Best breakfast you could get.
Good stuff. Enjoy.
Thank you. So out of all the cheesesteaks I've eaten, Jim's is the easiest to eat. I swear you don't even need teeth to eat this. It goes down so smooth. And the fried onions here at Jim's are probably the best onions I've had. Excellent. I'm going to finish up my last few bites. So when you're in Philadelphia, when you're on 4th and South Street, check out Jim's. They make an excellent cheesesteak as well. I'm headed to my next cheesesteak spot. It's right here. It's called Old Brother Philly Cheesesteaks. So let's check it out. Upon walking in at Old Brother Philly, they have a really cool piece of art here. If you look at this picture, it has all the sports stars as well as all the actors from the city of Philadelphia. And this particular piece of art is called The Last Cheesesteak. Here's a close-up of Old Brother Philly Cheesesteak. Here they use a toasted bread, so it's nice having a toasted bread. And of course I ordered a side of mac and cheese to go with it. As I mentioned while I was doing the close-up, they toast the bread here, which I like, because I don't think any of the other places do that. So they don't even cut it, they leave it whole. You notice the slices of steak are pretty big, so they don't mince it up like the other cheesesteak spots do. And I'm happy to get some mac and cheese to switch it up a little bit. So I got some mac and cheese. So first bite of Old Brother Philly Cheesesteak. Nicely seasoned meat. I like that it came in chunks to switch it up a little compared to some of the other places that dice it up. And they season it well. The Cooper Sharp adds a nice flavor to it as well. Here's the macaroni and cheese. Like I always say about mac and cheese, homemade is always way better, but it's okay. The texture is okay. It's not overcooked, but the flavor is kind of plain, kind of lacking here, but it's okay. It's nice to change it up from Whiz. The Cooper Sharp, I think I like Cooper Sharp more than Whiz because it's a little bit of a milder taste. It's very creamy, so it tastes good. mac and cheese grew on me. Now I like it. Now I wish I had more, but I'm about to wipe this out. Pretty good. It's done. Now, I got a couple more bites of this cheesesteak, and that's it for Old Brother Philly. Another excellent spot for a cheesesteak. And they're open till, I believe, 11 o'clock during the week and 1 a.m. on weekends. So I definitely recommend check out Old Brother Philly here in Philadelphia. Guys, I'm here in South Philadelphia, and it's election day, November 5th. And speaking of voting, this place has been voted by many to be the best cheesesteak, as well as their famous namesake sandwich, the roast pork sandwich. It's been awarded a James Beard Award for having some of the best sandwiches. So let's go check it out. It's been around for 100 years. The Bucci family, 3 generations of them have been making the best cheesesteaks as well as the best roast pork sandwiches. So let's go check out John's Roast Pork. When I entered into John's Roast Pork, I was able to meet the owner, John. He was a real down-to-earth, friendly guy. And I read about the story about the Bucci family and how they invented the roast pork sandwich. I also took a look at the menu. And also, they have a list of items that they don't carry, which includes whiz. And also, they don't carry broccoli rabe for the roast pork sandwich like some other places might. Just got my order here at John's Roast Pork. I got a cheesesteak with American cheese, as well as roasted pork sandwich with spinach and sharp provolone. And the interesting fact is that a large population of Italian immigrants came here over 100 years ago to the city of Philadelphia. And the Bucci family was the first one to create the roast pork sandwich. And it's been a classic Philadelphia sandwich ever since. There's the cheesesteak, and then there's the roast pork sandwich. So I'm looking forward to trying both of these. What things that are interesting about John's Roast Pork compared to the other other cheesesteak spots is that they accept credit card here. Most cheesesteak spots only take cash, and also they don't have whiz here. They only provide American or provolone. So it's a little different. Let's see how it tastes though. Here's a close-up of the roast pork sandwich, which of course has the roasted pork and the spinach and sharp provolone on a what looks like to be an Amoroso roll. And here on the cheesesteak, this one looks killer right here. It looks amazing. They use a seeded roll. It's a little crispy on the outside, so it's a nice toasted bread that they use. And both of these sandwiches look awesome. Let's start with this roast pork sandwich here. First time trying it. The meat is super tender. It just breaks apart. And the spinach adds a nice little touch to it as well. I can't really taste the provolone. Let me take another bite. The provolone is melted onto the Amoroso roll. So I tasted it on that bite right there. So here's the inside of the roast pork sandwich. It's pretty good. Okay, on to the next one, which is the cheesesteak. And here's the first bite of John's Roast Pork cheesesteak. They use an excellent bread. It's nice and toasted and has a firm, crisp outside, but the inside is very soft. The cheese is melted in there really good, as you can see in this photo. It's really tasty. And you know, they don't mince it as much. So you see how the pieces are kind of a little bigger. I'm gonna take another bite. That American cheese they use too is really good. It's similar to Cooper Sharp. So I like it. Who needs whiz when you have a good American cheese? Roast pork, as I mentioned, the bread is excellent. It's firm on the outside, soft on the inside, and with each bite, it has like a chew to it, which makes it taste really good. This is one of the best breads available in a cheesesteak. We're gonna finish up the second half of this Philly cheesesteak, and when you're in South Philly, definitely check out John's Roast Pork. It's one of the best sandwiches, if not the best cheesesteak in Philadelphia. I'm now in Northeast Philadelphia. Took almost an hour from the city center to get here, but I'm here to check out one of the best cheesesteaks in Northeast, and it's called Cafe Carmela. Check it out. And this place is packed right now, so this might take a minute to get a seat, but we'll check it out. Could I get the Don Cheech's cheesesteak?
Onions?
Yes, onions and Cooper Sharp. And also, I'm thinking I want to try the Carm's Farm chicken.
Chicken?
Yeah.
Alright, anything else?
That's it?
Alright, I have a cheesesteak with onions and Cooper, and then the Carm's Farm with chicken.
Yes.
Do you need a drink?
Can I get a water?
Yeah.
It's okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay,
Put that
appreciate
right in, just so you know everything just comes out as ready, okay?
Thanks, sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Here's a close-up of the cheesesteak here at Cafe Carmela, and they call it Don Cheech's. Looks good. Came out really fast. Cheesesteak came out really fast here at Cafe Carmela. So this is what the inside of it. This is Cooper Sharp with onions, and you can see right here. Thank you. And here's the first bite, Cafe Carmela. Sesame seed bread is right up there with the best of the cheesesteak breads that I've had, comparable to John's Roast Pork as well as Angelos. So it's an excellent cheesesteak. The Cooper Sharp is nice and creamy and blended well with the steak. And if you notice here, they mince it up pretty well, but it's delicious. It becomes more difficult to differentiate between all the top cheesesteak spots. So it ends up being about the bread. When it comes to the steak, usually it's always ribeye. So the ribeye usually is the same, but some season theirs better. Depends on what type of cheese you use, whether it's whiz or it's Cooper Sharp. I tend to like Cooper Sharp better in this case. Here you can tell that they don't fry the onions as much as at other spots, say like Jim's Steaks over on South Street. But all in all, this is all around a solid cheesesteak, and it's one of the top, if not the best. But it's getting hard to differentiate the very top cheesesteaks. Man cannot live on cheesesteaks alone, so I also ordered chicken parm to switch it up and to be a glutton. So let's check it out. I've actually been craving some pasta, so I'm happy I got this. Here's the rigatoni. Their gravy is excellent. It's delicious. So glad I ordered it. It's delicious. Let me try the chicken parm now. It just came out, so it's pretty hot. Here's the chicken parm. It's breaded nicely, and they put a thick layer of mozzarella on top. There's so much cheese on this. It's delicious. This is 10 out of 10. I love it. The rigatoni is cooked perfectly al dente, and the gravy and the sauce is just so good. It's so savory and delicious. And this chicken parm, I'm gonna wipe this out. So I'm gonna have to take the rest of this cheesesteak home because this is amazing. came for the cheesesteak, but I stayed for the pasta, and it's really good. If you come to Cafe Carmela, the cheesesteak is one of the best cheesesteaks in Philadelphia, but this pasta is excellent. Now I'm in North Philadelphia at a very popular cheesesteak spot, said to be one of the best cheesesteaks in Philadelphia. You've probably seen it have a cameo in the movie Creed. You'll probably remember in the first Creed movie when Michael B. Jordan asked Tessa Thompson out to eat. And being that she was from Philadelphia, he asked her where they should go eat at. And she chose Max's Steaks for a cheesesteak. And when ordering here at Max's Steaks, you'll find that it's a little unconventional. Almost everyone asks for mayo here. It's almost a mandatory thing. You'd be in the minority if you didn't add mayo and also other toppings such as hot peppers, pickles, and even ketchup is added to many of the cheesesteaks here. One thing that you will notice is that at Max's Steaks, the customer service is a little rough around the edges, but they do make a good cheesesteak. Here's a close-up of the cheesesteak that I got at Max's. So I had hot peppers added, onions, American cheese, and mayo to this cheesesteak. So at Max's Steaks, it's a little different from the rest of the cheesesteaks that I've had here in Philadelphia. Most of them, actually almost all of them, use ribeye when it comes to the cheesesteaks. But here at Max's Steaks, they use sirloin. And you'll probably know sirloin if you go to a Brazilian steakhouse. It's referred to as picanha. So it's a leaner cut, but it still is very flavorful. It may be slightly tougher than a ribeye, but it has the same delicious taste as ribeye. It has a lot of flavor. So I'm looking forward to trying it. Let's check it out. All right, so here's an up close of the cheesesteak at Max's, and it's really hefty. And this is just a half. They have one twice this size. Here's a cross section here. So let's try it out. First bite of Max's Steaks cheesesteak. So bang for buck, this is a better value. The meat is slightly tougher than the ribeye, which is much smoother and more tender, but they give you a ton of sirloin with this cheesesteak, and the flavor is still good, but adding peppers and mayo does help make this cheesesteak even better. So adding toppings here at Max's is a must. So not only is it a different style of steak, but also the bread is different. This isn't Amoroso, but the bakery that's used here is Caropoli's Bakery, and it's called a steak roll. So it's very similar to Amoroso, very soft in texture. There's no crunch at all to it, but it's a very soft, easy to eat bread. So if you ever find yourself in North Philadelphia, definitely come check out Max's. They make a delicious cheesesteak. North Philly is rougher than, say, South Philadelphia, but if you come during the day, it's not going to be a problem. If you mind your own business, no one will mess with you. So come check out Max's when in North Philadelphia. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this ultimate cheesesteak tour throughout Philadelphia. I know I did. And I'm back where I started, next to Pat's and Gino's, the original cheesesteaks. So please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys on the next adventure.